Tonight's game brought to you in part by Copeland's Restaurant. Always good stuff there. Also, the Cardiovascular Institute of the South, as well as Terrebonne Parish, Department of Cultural Resources and Economic Development, helping bring you tonight's ball game. As we head to the fourth quarter, the Bayou Bucks have the football, and Alan Risher, I believe Coach Phillips, wants to just keep things going, move the clock, move the chains, as they say, and keep the ball out of the hands of the Tupelo Fire Ants.
Well, you know, Tupelo hasn't done anything on offense really to put much fear in the hearts of the defensive side of the Bayou Bucks right now. A little promo field goal attempt, a little low and wide right there.
Next ball game will be Saturday, May the 10th, as the Houma Bayou Bucks will play host to the Lake Charles Land Sharks. Bayou Bucks knocked off the Land Sharks last week over in Lake Charles, so it ought to be a heck of a rematch. That's next Saturday night, May the 10th, here at the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center. Houma Bayou Bucks football.
Well, that game next week, Tommy, should be the game of the year for the Bayou Bucks, because Lake Charles had an off week this week. They had a chance to kind of rest up and figure out why things didn't go quite so well in Lake Charles the other night. They'll have 2 weeks off and be really ready and fired up to play these Bucks again here in Houma next weekend.
Second down and about 1 as the teams flip ends and we get ready for the fourth and final quarter. 2nd and 1 for Houma from the Tupelo 23-yard line. At quarterback, Herb Tyler in the shotgun. We've only seen that a play or two tonight. 2nd and 1 might get creative. Instead, it's a draw to Burks. Burks runs left, forced out of bounds by Smith and Bingham. He picked up the first down, though. He got the first down for Houma, and the clock will roll. Houma leading Tupelo 47-20.
Well, Michael Burks is starting to pile up the yardage here. We're going to get some stats here in just a minute on exactly what he's got so far, but he's picking up 5, 6, 8, 10 yards at a clip.
1st and 10 Houma from the 17-yard line of Tupelo. Burks slipped and fell, covered up by Franklin, but lost his footing.
Still having some problems in the backfield. You know, Herb doesn't look like he's getting a snap clean, and then the handoff's not looking clean. Still got to do a little work. You know, sometimes you think the most simple things in football, a handoff to the running back and the quarterback should be routine, but right now it looks like it's been a little bit difficult with that slippery football with the sweat and everything on it. It's been tough to get the ball to the running back.
Lost a couple of yards, did Burks, and Coach Jack Phillips gives Herb Tyler another play. Tyler fakes the pitch. He'll look for Burks, who's wide open. Burks will trot into the end zone. Nice play, but we have a penalty flag. I believe that's going to nullify a very good-looking 20-yard touchdown pass, holding Houma.
Good-looking play right there. Jack Phillips went into the old playbook to find that one, I believe. The fake toss to the running back, sneak him out of the backfield, kind of run everybody to one side of the field. Good job by Tyler. Unfortunately, he had time to throw, and now we know why. Somebody had a shirt tail.
Got the linebacker going the wrong way, following the ball, and Burks was wide open.
Michael Burks is having a big night, Tommy. 19 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown. He's also got a catch early in the first half for a touchdown for 7 yards, so he's got one rushing and receiving here in the fourth quarter.
Penalty will put the ball back at the Houma 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 18 yards to go for the Bayou Bucks. Herb Tyler at quarterback. Tyler drops, throws right side, caught by Burks, who will get some running room. Oh, was he hit by Bingham at the 22-yard line? Eric Bingham put a lick on Burks.
Oh, what a shot by Bingham on Burks. I'll tell you what, he's been hurting him all night long. Here on the replay, here comes Bingham, and that is about as good as it gets. I'll tell you what, to Burks' credit, though, he bounced right off them pads and got up.
Bingham and the wall. Burks looked like a pinball there.
What a good hit.
But he jumped up, as you said, and it'll be third down. 3rd and 14 from the 22-yard line. Just over 12 minutes to go in the game. Draw to Burks. Nice little move. Reggie Smith will tackle him after a gain of about 4 or 5. Well short of the first down. And 4th down situation, a decision for Coach Jack Phillips. It looks like he's going to keep the offense out there. He didn't call for the kicker. Now he'll call for Stropolo and the kicking team. 47-20. Stropolo, who has made 2 field goals today, will attempt another one. Stropolo will put the ball down. This will be about a 31-yard attempt. Holding for the Bayou Bucks will be Drew Emil, number 27. He'll hold, and the left footer Stropolo going to try to hit another field goal. Emil muffs the snap, throws a pass that's intercepted by Franklin. Here he goes the other way for Tupelo, and he's going to be tackled down near the 5-yard line as a hustling lineman, Mick Rottermeyer, made the stop. But the Tupelo Fire Ants in business after the bad snap.
You know, it's every holder's dream to throw a touchdown, and most of the time it's the Garo your premium effect. You know, they wind up throwing to somebody with the wrong colored jersey on.
Good job by Franklin, tipping the ball to himself and taking off. Rottermeyer hustles down there and makes the stop. It's 1st and goal, Tupelo, from the Houma 6-yard line, just over 11 minutes to go in the football game. The official stops the clock back in the end zone.
Come on, Mr. Ref, let's get this thing happening.
I don't know what he's talking to someone on the Tupelo bench. About what? Oh, they want a new football. Oh, I see what happened. The interception guy took the football.
Hey, you know, that's the home team property. They ain't going to run back to Tupelo with them $50 footballs.
Well, we got it straight. And on a 1st and goal, Matt Wyatt, the quarterback from Mississippi State, has the Tupelo Fire Ants on the line. Wyatt pitches to Copeland, who will be stood up and driven out of bounds by Andre Reed.
Good job by Reed not getting hooked. You know, in indoor football, arena football, the defensive end cannot get hooked on the sweep play. You got to use the wall as your friend, stay lateral, drive the play into the walls. Good job by Reed.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal from just outside the 5. We'll call it the 6-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go in the game. Clock's running. The Bayou Buck defense trying to keep Tupelo off the board on this drive. Wyatt has to Copeland. He's got nowhere to go. Roger Green had him by the ankle, and Franklin Thomas finished him off. Roger Green with a super play.
Well, you know, Tommy, this NIFL is a league of opportunity. You know, guys are out there still trying to get a shot somewhere else, some other league that might be just a little bit of notch above. And down in the VIP box down there with the owner, Joe Horn, all-pro wide receiver of the New Orleans Saints here today. And it's nice to see Joe out here supporting indoor football here in Houma, right outside the New Orleans metro area.
It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5 for Tupelo. They trail. They're trying to get some points. Here's Copeland on a pitch left, and he'll take it into the end zone. Copeland with the 5-yard touchdown run, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night.
Good looking play right there. Lined up in the I formation, pitch to Copeland. Copeland looks like he's a quality back, went to the University of Mississippi. I'm sure he had some playing time. Just the old toss play. Franklin did a good job kicking out the linebacker, Hughes. Super job by the Fire Ants there to get some points on the board.
Chris Freeman on to attempt to kick the extra point out of the hold of Chris Dinkins. Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide to the left. 9:06 to go in our football game. The Houma Bayou Bucks 47, the Tupelo Fire Ants 26. Houma Bayou Bucks football on Cox Sports Television.
It's a place to meet. It's a place for fun. It's the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center, a full-service, multi-purpose venue that serves South Louisiana with function space and entertainment. From Broadway to bull riding, football to festivals, concerts to conventions, and much more. There's something for everyone at South Louisiana's favorite showplace. For more information or a list of coming
Here's Joe Horn. Alan, as you mentioned, in attendance, supporting the NIFL, the all-pro wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints. He's a guy that can make some things happen.
Yeah, Joe's making a little bit more money than these boys out here today, too. That's for sure. Maybe Joe can buy him a round of drinks or something after the game. But, you know, it's good to see these guys come out here to Houma. It's in the metro New Orleans area. A lot of these guys are striving. Tyrone Hughes, a former Saint, now, you know, trying to continue his football career, get some playing time here at the indoor football level.
In return formation for Houma, number 25, Sullivan Beard, and number 88, Kenny Causey, as Freeman will kick off for Tupelo. 9:06 to go in the ball game. Houma leading 47-26. Alan, as you have mentioned, 21 points in indoor football. That's not a big lead by any means.
No, I don't think Jack Phillips is real comfortable yet. You know, you're flopping around a little bit. You've had a couple of chances. You really haven't done much on offense. You've had a defensive touchdown and 2 field goals. And, you know, you really got to get something in the end zone right here to put this thing on ice.
Beard will take it at the 8-yard line. Beard's going to be brought down in the open field by Nakemia Rich after a very short return. Good work by the Tupelo kickoff coverage team.
Well, having been involved in arena football the last 2 years on a coaching level, I can kind of feel what Jack Phillips is going through. You know, you think you kind of got the game in hand. Now you're going to your backup quarterback, Will Birch, and, you know, give him some playing time because it is a 14-game schedule. You just never know when he's going to be back in there to contribute to winning some football games.
Will Birch at quarterback, 6'3", 210-pounder from East Stroudsburg University. Birch will hand it off to Burks, who will be hit by Reggie Franklin and dropped after a short gain of 1.
I'm not sure where East Stroudsburg University is. You have any idea there,
No, I do not.
Tom?
I do not have any idea.
I'm assuming it's in east of Stroudsburg.
Just to the east of Stroudsburg is right where it's at. Bingo. No, I can't say that I know. And I'm not even going to try to think about it because I wouldn't know which way to begin thinking other than east. Gain of 1 by Burks. It's 2nd and 9. At quarterback, Will Birch. He'll again hand off to Burks, who's got no running room, and he's going to be smothered in the backfield. Lost a couple. And I think Tupelo's getting a little bit of the intensity level kicking in.
Well, they're kind of starting to smell out the old running play with Burks. I'm sure Burks is looking for a little blow there. I mean, as a running back, you always want to carry the football, but he's running into a wall of Fire Ants out there pretty much on a consistent basis. And, you know, Coach Phillips is trying to run the clock, maintain this 21-point lead, but he really needs to pick up a first down or 2.
7.5 minutes to go in the game. Houma leading 47-26. Will Birch in at quarterback, his first action of the game. He'll throw for the first time. He's going to go long down the right side, incomplete. Tried to get it to Causey near the goal line, who was covered up by Johnny Mickle, incomplete. Looked like that could have been some kind of interference going on down deep. It's 4th down. How quickly things can change. As you pointed out, Al, it's just under 7 minutes to go, which is a long time in indoor football when one play you can make it happen.
Well, as bad as Matt White has looked today, or as bad as the Houma Bayou Bucks have made him look, if he can come up with 1 or 2 throws just to get these guys back in the game, an onside kick here or there, you just never know in these indoor football games.
Strapola, a very long field goal attempt that's going to be no good. Wide to the right. And the Bayou Buck defense, who has played very good football tonight, is going to be called upon again. With 6:33 to go here in the 4th quarter. Need to force another one of those turnovers. They forced 5 in the first half. Another one now would certainly be welcomed by Coach Jack Phillips.
Well, they forced 6 total, you know. They scored another one right there on the first possession of the second half, so 6 turnovers for the Houma Bayou Bucks. 7 would be a nice round figure to get this thing iced.
6.5 minutes to go. 1st and 10, Tupelo from their own 5-yard line. Matt Wyatt still in at quarterback. 6'6", 235-pounder from Mississippi State. Wyatt will throw out of the end zone, long up the right side, looking for Rainey, and it's going to be picked off by Sullivan Beard. The turnover that Jack Phillips was looking for, and Sullivan Beard has it. Matt Wyatt is not having a good day.
No, Matt Wyatt doesn't look too comfortable in the indoor football game. They're throwing a lot of zones at him, and Beard making an acrobatic interception right here. Here's Wyatt throwing the deep ball down the right-hand side. Beard actually had to turn around, one hand up, and actually cradle the ball in. Beard, that's his 2nd interception of the night. 3 last week. He's having a career in the last 2 weeks against Lake Charles and Tupelo.
And don't forget, Lake Charles will be in Houma Terrebonne Civic Center next Saturday night against the Bayou Bucks. Will Birch still in at quarterback for Houma. Under 6 minutes to go. He'll hand off to Michael Burks, who will be hit by Bingham and driven backwards. No gain. They actually lost a yard or two. As Bingham making himself seen.
You know, Tupelo's defense tonight, Tom, he's done a pretty good job. I mean, you know, they've given up 4. I think it's 4. Is it 3 or 4 defensive touchdowns? 3 defensive touchdowns. I mean, really, the other turnovers has really put Houma in a position to score. But, I mean, outside of that, the Tupelo defense has played pretty well.
Under 5.5 minutes to go in the game. 2nd down and 13. 3-yard loss on that previous play. Birch to throw. To Burks on the left flat. Burks will shake loose and short gain of about 5 or 6, but it'll set up 3rd and long.
Well, we're approaching the 5-minute mark. The clock's running, of course. It's a running clock in indoor football except for touchdowns. And also the 2-minute warning at the end of the first half and the end of the ball game. 4:53 and counting, and 3rd down. Big play right here. If the Bucks can pick up 7 or 8 yards, it pretty much ice this thing.
3rd down and 8. Houma from their own 11-yard line. Birch at quarterback. Gives way to Burks, who will not get very much, maybe a yard or so before Dinkins and Franklin wrap him up, and it's a 4th down situation for the Bayou Bucks. Stropolo will come out on the field to attempt what will be about a 51-yard field goal attempt. Rich and Hill will go in return formation for Tupelo. Drew Emil will hold. Blocked. And Tupelo going to get some very good field position out of this inside the 15-yard line of Houma. A little less than 4 minutes to go. That kick didn't look like it got very high.
No, it didn't. And, you know, Homa's really trying to find a way to keep Tupelo hanging around this ball game. You know, you hope your club's got the killer instinct. You wind up coming up with some big plays. Really only scored 13 points in the second half, and with 3:50 to go, if Wyatt could come up with a play or two instead of just heaving it to every green jersey he sees in the secondary, they might have a shot.
1st and 10, Tupelo from the Houma 14-yard line. Approaching the 3.5-minute mark in the ball game. Wyatt has the Fire Ants at the line. Wyatt to Rainey in the flat, who will be hit and brought down. Penalty flags fly. Emil and Beard and Andre Reed over there to make the stop. The flag is down, and it is a face mask penalty against Houma. They'll step that off, put the ball down at the 6-yard line, where it will still be 1st down, and Tupelo can get a first down without scoring. As they get inside the 4, and they'll have a first down. Matters saying second down. Second down play for the Fire Ants. Copeland will get near the first down marker before Beard and Thomas bring him down.
Fire Ants need to be getting to the line of scrimmage and getting some plays off. You know, they're kind of milling around. The 25-second clock's running. The clock's running. I mean, they got to get up there and get some snaps in order to preserve enough time to maybe win this thing.
3rd and inches from just about the 4-yard line. 2:45 to go in the game. Copeland, I don't believe he got any inches on that one. What a job by Roger Green. Sullivan Beard also, but Green showing exceptional strength.
Good job by Roger Green plugging up the hole.
And it's 4th down. Clock is running. The clock definitely a friend of Houma while it's running. They can get a first without scoring. They need just over a yard to get a first down. They're 5 yards from the goal line. Copeland will run left. He's going to be hit. He's not going to make it. Andre Reed makes the play in the backfield for the Bayou Bucks.
Well, that should just about do it. You know, right when the Fire Ants need some good running plays, they got to get something going. Weren't able to pick up a first down. That should just about do it for the Bayou Bucks.
The defense does it with Andre Reed making the play. And we're at the 2-minute warning. Houma on top of Tupelo, 47-26. This is the NIFL Houma Bayou Bucks on Cox Sports Television. 1 minute and 59 seconds remaining in the ball game, and the Houma offense will take over after the stand by the defense, leading by 21. Regular clock will be in effect now, so Alan, is it safe to say we're going to see some running plays?
Yeah, I think Michael Burks is going to become real good friends with Mr. Franklin out there at linebacker.
Will Birch still in at quarterback. He replaced Tyler a couple of series ago. Here's Burks dancing through the middle and twisting and turning for a gain of about 4 or 5 before Bingham and Hunt can bring him down.
Well, you know, Burks, that's what he brings to the indoor game, and he's able to break tackles right in the hole. Franklin had a clean shot on him. Nice spin move by Burks. Eludes the tackle, picks up 5, 6, 7 yards. Good running.
It looks like Tupelo will not use any timeouts, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got 7 more football games. The bus is warmed up. Guys are beat up. They ain't really doing anything on offense. It's going to be a, you know, long ride back to Tupelo. Probably time to wrap this thing up.
I would think we'll see another running play here on 2nd and 4. Burks' job is to hold on to the ball, and he's tackled for a short loss by Reggie Franklin. And now Tupelo's going to take a timeout with 1:05 remaining. We'll come back with the final minute and 5 seconds. Alan Risher and Tommy Chrysant with you on Cox Sports Television. Birch will throw. Surprising, and it's picked off. Inside the 10-yard line goes Chris Dinkins, tackled by Burks. And with 59 seconds to go, Tupelo has the football, down 21 points.
Well, I don't know if Jack Phillips has any gray hair, but he's probably grown a few in the back of his head after seeing that throw by Birch. There's no reason to throw the ball out in a flat with a minute left in the game. Just uncalled for.
Houma leads 47-26. 59 seconds remaining in the game. That's a long time in indoor football. We'll see if Matt Wyatt and the Tupelo Fire Ants can do anything with this opportunity. They don't have enough players on the field. Tupelo has only got 7 guys. That presents a problem, and Matt Wyatt calls a timeout. 59 seconds to go. Timeout, Tupelo. On Bayou Bucks football on Cox Sports Television. Copeland carries around a right side down at a 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Clock's rolling with 36 seconds to go in the ball game. 2nd and goal, Tupelo at about the 1-yard line. trailing by 21. They're trying to get some points. Copeland through the center line. He won't get any on that play. Drew Emo, correction, Sullivan Beard made the big hit. There was no running room.
No, and Tupelo calls timeout. I'm not sure why they didn't call it prior to, trying to run that play. They looked a little bit disorganized right there. Not sure what they were doing, but they're going to try it one more time here with 21 seconds. I believe they're out of timeout.
Houma leads 47-26. At the half, they led 34-13. It's been an even match in the second half, 13 points by each team.
Yeah, it's been a little sloppy on offense on both sides. Nobody really able to sustain any kind of drives, put any points on the board. It looked like the Fire Ants throughout most of the contest really never generated any offense, too many turnovers.
Bayou Bucks trying to win their 4th victory of the season. They're 3-3 coming in. Tupelo came in at 1-4. And unless we see some really crazy stuff, Tupelo will leave at 1-5, and the Bucks will get above 500. 21 seconds to go. It's 3rd and goal from just outside the 1-yard line. Franklin and Copeland in the backfield behind Matt Wyatt. Wyatt wants to throw into the corner, incomplete. Tried to get it to Cooper. They're going to let the clock run out, but that shouldn't be correct. The clock ran out, but they're going to put some time back on here. Some of the fans with a little early celebration, but they will correctly put some time on the clock. They're probably going to have one more play. I think they're saying it should be about 6 seconds left. They're going to put 6 seconds. Talk about a waste of time. Al? Does it matter whether they put 6.2 or 5.2? I was just wondering.
Oh, Lord.
6.2 seconds now showing on the clock. It's 3rd and goal. Although I thought it should be 4th, but 3rd and goal. Wyatt wants to throw, and boom, is he hit by Andre Reed. And that will be the ball game. What a lick by Reed.
Well, I know there's one guy that was hoping they didn't put 6.2 seconds back on the clock, and that's Matt Wyatt. He just got kissed. And finally, the ball game comes to an end.
Our final score, the Houma Bayou Bucks 47, the Tupelo Fire Ants 26. With Alan Risher, I'm Tommy Chrysan. The Bucks win 47-26. We're back with the post game after this pause on Cox Sports Television. It's a very happy crowd at the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center as the Houma Bayou Bucks have defeated the Tupelo Fire Ants 47-26. Houma now 4-3 on the season. Tupelo slips to 1-5. Let's go down to the field as Alan Risher has got head coach Jack Phillips.
Thanks, Tommy. I'm here with Victoria's Bayou Buck coach Jack Phillips. Coach, another good effort tonight. It's 2 in a row. You know, it kind of gives you gray hair sometimes when you can't finish the ball game, but overall a great defensive effort tonight.
Absolutely. As long as our defense is playing that well, we have an opportunity to get our offense on track. With Herb in the game, we seem to do okay, but in the latter part of the second half, we just kind of crumbled there a little bit, couldn't do anything. But, of course, they knew we were going to run the football, so it kind of caught us off guard there, but hopefully we can come back next week and do some of those things well that we didn't do this week.
Talk about your back, Michael Burks. I tell you, he's one of probably the best running backs in the NIFL. He's always falling forward, just does a great job running the football.
And listen, he's one of the best kept secrets, I think, anywhere. This kid he's only 21 or 22 years old, tremendous awareness, quickness, his technique is great. He continues to go up the field all the time, and he's just starting to learn how to cut back, first, second, and third lanes. I'm so happy that Mike's on our team. He's come a long way on the field and off the field. It's just a tremendous back for us.
Well, Coach, you're 4-3. You got the Lake Charles Land Sharks coming in here Saturday night. Kind of a rematch from last week. You played great defense again last week. Put Robinson in some bad positions, throwing some interceptions. I know they had the week off. They're going to be ready to play. What's your thoughts on next week's game?
Well, let me tell you, already Donnell Lee, who is a friend of mine, has called me. He said he loved what we did, but he wants me to understand it. They're coming back this week coming, and they're coming hard. And that's his exact words, so we're going to have to be ready. Got a whole week to prepare for us, plus 2 films. That's a lot to overcome, but if our team could do this, build tremendous character builder for us.
Well, it looks like you got a lot of great momentum. Good luck next week, Coach. Big win. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Tommy.
Final score, the Houma Bayou Bucks 47, the Tupelo Fire Ants 26. Don't forget the next game is Saturday night, May the 10th, right here at the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center. The 1 millionth fan to come through the building will be here, so you need to be out here next Saturday night as the Bayou Bucks will play host to the Lake Charles Land Sharks. I want to thank the camera crew, the guys in the truck. Great job as always. My partner, Alan Risher. My name's Tommy Chrysan. So long from the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center, Cox Sports Television.
Oldie 640 KTIB. This is your host, William Taylor. How are you today on Bayou Sports? Am I sounding okay? Great. Because hearing myself scares me sometimes. But anyway, okay. All right, here we go. And I'm in the side studio today here at Bayou Sports Talk. Earlier today, and Laura just played it during the taped weather forecast, that we're going to have some special guests coming up here today, and we should find out who they are in a few minutes. One of them has shown up. I think a second one has. 2 more are coming. So, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a few minutes. Now, don't forget, right here on Oldie 640 KTIB, in addition to exciting sports coverage as we usually have, tonight, starting at 6:15 p.m., it's going to be LSU baseball as they take on the University of Loyola at New Orleans. A gentleman called me off the air earlier. I got the university's name wrong, get all those New Orleans schools mixed up, but it is the University of Loyola of New Orleans. And bit of trivia, for years, those are the people that originally owned Channel 4 out of New Orleans till they sold the station in 1991. That's just something for the office cooler tomorrow morning if you're boring like me. So anyway, LSU baseball tonight at 6:15 right here on Oldie 640. Stay tuned for all the exciting action of LSU sports. And hey, you know, because right down the road, the SEC tournament and the postseason tournament will be coming up as well. So it ought to be pretty exciting to say the least. So anyway, like I said, right, oh, thank you. I got to get these levels right, folks. Being in the side studio is not as easy as being in the main studio. But anyway, that is the exciting action. Now, some of you probably heard this already on Jim Inkster's show, and I just want to expound on this for a couple of minutes. It's I feel pretty fortunate following pro football as long as I have. I heard the sad news today at the beginning of Jim Inkster's 4 o'clock show that David Woodley died, and in case you haven't heard already. He, of course, played at LSU for quite a while, and from the state of Louisiana, and went on to play for the Miami Dolphins. At one point was the youngest quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. I don't believe Miami won that particular Super Bowl. I believe that was Game 17 against the Washington Redskins. And it was just sad to hear. David Woodley died today at age 44. I believe the funeral service is scheduled for this Thursday up in Shreveport. And you know, following LSU football was really great. Jim Inkster expounded on it a little bit, and I believe he was part of the game where they played USC back in 1979, and I'm pretty sure David's Miami career started in 1980 and lasted through 1983, and of course he finished up with the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1984, I believe it was. That's right, because Mark Malone would have been the quarterback at the time. And I tell you what, folks, it's really sad to hear something like that. You know, when we were growing up as kids, I'm sure a lot of us had heroes, and last December it was pretty difficult to find out Frank Warren died, a longtime member of the Saints, defensive lineman, left us at age 43. And, you know, it's just really sad. I mean, we are going to have a positive show. I don't want to put everything on a down, you know, downer tone, but it's, you know, David Woodley was one heck of a good quarterback, and we're really going to miss him. Left us at age 44. Well, once again, you're listening to Bayou Sports Talk. I'm your host, William Taylor, and, well, I think our guests are here now, thank goodness, and I'm going to let them sit down as I turn on their mics, and I'll see if I'm going to mess this up as well. Okay. All right, folks, and I'm going to tell you who's here today because I told all of y'all since 7 o'clock this morning about, the surprise we have. And I'm proud to announce, any of you follow, since football last year came to Houma, the National Indoor Football League, Houma Bayou Bucks got started in January 2002 but didn't start playing till late March. We all know Travis Krell, their general manager, and Jack Phillips, their head coach, and so many good players. Last year, of course, they went 5-9, doing very well this year. Had a great game Sunday afternoon against the Tupelo Fire Ants. And don't forget this Saturday, they're going to be playing the Lake Charles Land Sharks. They played them 2 weeks ago. That was the game Herb Tyler returned. He was hurt in game 2 last year up in Oklahoma. And but it's worked out pretty well for the Bucks. Herb's really been a spark, with all due respect to Will Birch, because I know Will's a pretty good quarterback himself. Anyway, this Saturday night against Lake Charles, a huge divisional rivalry, could have playoff implications down the road. But if any of you walk into the games, there are some people in there that look a hell of a lot better than Jack, I can tell you that. And with us right now are 3 of those young ladies. Members of the Bayou Belles are here today, ladies and gentlemen. A outstanding dance team, as another broadcasting friend of mine says, award-winning, all over the place. You can see them periodically, not just at games, other different functions. And with us, and I don't know everybody's name, but the young lady I do know, because she does have dancing experience in the professional on other ranks, and that's Nika Ogeron. How are you today?
I'm wonderful, thanks, William.
Is she coming in? Oh, I got to turn it up. Hello. Boy, I hate this side studio. I don't know how Gene does it. Now, you see, if people wonder why I'm related to Gene. If it shows in this studio, I just want you to know. Sorry about that, but how are you doing today?
Wonderful, thanks.
All righty. Now, first of all, since I'm not familiar with names like I used to be, tell who are the nice 2 folks sitting next to you.
Okay, why don't I go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Donna King.
Thank you. And?
And I'm Christy Mathern.
Right. She was the first one that showed up. She gets bonus points later in the show. But anyway, Nika, so I brought y'all in today to talk about a lot of different stuff, but primarily, of course, about an interesting product y'all have out now that's gone on sale within the last couple of weeks, if I'm right. So please tell the nice folks listening here, what is that very interesting product you're selling?
Our very interesting product is our 2003-2004 Bayou Belles seasonal calendar. You can purchase it for $15 at the games, or you can call the Bayou Bucks office at 851-3600. The proceeds of the calendar are going to go to a local charity, and then the rest of it is going to fund the Belles seasonal expenses.
That's right, because basically, obviously, being a year-round organization now, because I know up in Dallas, their cheerleader calendars have sold so well. That is like they're primarily a fundraiser to keep them going throughout the year, and it's good to see y'all going in that direction as well to help y'all stay funded and what have you. And whose idea was this? Because I know y'all didn't do it last year.
It was a team decision.
Okay, very good. Now, like I said, the Belles offer so much. I know y'all do regular appearances as well. How many members do y'all have?
We have 16 team members.
Now, do you also organize all the choreography as well?
No, actually we have myself, a captain, and 2 co-captains, and we're in charge of different things. And the one of the co-captains that organizes the dances is Rebecca Reeves, and she has help by Megan Miller and Allison Amon.
All righty. Now, let me try to think. Now, I have to tell you something. The reason why I'm stuttering today, I talked to Jack Phillips before I came on, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to think as well as I normally do with y'all being in here, so I'm going to do my best to try. Okay, I tell you what, there's one thing I do want to talk about, because I mentioned this last year at the last game. Y'all did a lot of different routines last year. I noticed so far the routines y'all done this year at halftime, there's a lot of color in it, especially with props. Let's go back to the one, I guess it was the first game. Y'all had the afros. Was it like a salute to Laugh-In or a salute to disco? Help me out.
Yeah, it was a salute to disco. Each game we have different themes that we try and go by. Let's see, this past week we did
football.
Football, right? And this coming up week we're doing a jungle theme. So we'll be dancing with bamboo sticks and all kinds of
Anybody going to swing from the ceiling?
We had that idea, and I was actually going to call the circus people out in New Orleans, but I haven't gotten around to do it, so no.
Well, now the football thing I liked a lot. Now, we need to give credit to somebody. Who were the young men that was opposite y'all in that scrimmage routine?
That was some of the NIFL football players, and also our owner, her son, and some of his friends.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was pretty funny. Y'all came out with the mascara under the eyes and all as part of the routine. And y'all basically stayed like that for the second half, I think. And so y'all go out there, y'all do the thing, because I heard the replay Sunday night, and it aired. Part of it did air with my friend Tommy Kreisand and Alan Risher, who called the game for Cox Sports Television, or Jumbo Sports is the actual production company. And pretty funny, the first play, the young lady got tackled. She's African-American. I'm sorry, I forget her name now.
Tiffany Jackson.
Thank you. And then on the second play, y'all had the end around to the left to score. Now, wasn't that the young lady who got hurt? She got pulled a muscle or something?
Yes, I actually hurt her knee. She bruised it.
Thank you. But anyway, it was a fun time. And I loved that you were dressed as the coach, two officials, two dressed officials as well. And I thought it was real funny. They did the thing with the penalties right after the touchdown and all. Then you all did the collage together in the center of the field. That was pretty neat. But the one that gets talked about more, when I talk to people and they mention y'all, last year, the cowboy scene, the bar scene. Now, whose idea was that?
It was actually, I don't remember who came up with it, but we all put our ideas in together and came together as a team and thought of it.
Let's give credit. Who helped build the sets y'all had for that?
Our past choreographer, Peter. What's Peter's name? Peter DeRoche.
Very good. And I tell you, it was funny because this what caught me off guard by it. Y'all came out, and some of the girls dressed as cowboys with certain colored hats went through the barn doors, or the bar doors, that's what they call it. And it came through, and then y'all started off. One of the girls stood on top of the table to lip sync to Charlie Daniels, and you put the part of the song that says "son of a," you know. That's what really caught me off guard, because I'm used to hearing that on Howard Stern, but not here. So, but yeah, that kind of caught me off, and y'all did the great routine. Because I think was the gentleman you mentioned, Peter. Was he part of the routine, dressed as the bartender with the handlebar mustache?
Yes, he was.
Thank you. So it's just a shame how much I remember, but it's coming to me now. Well, anyway, the Bucks, like I said, last season was a total of 5 wins, 9 losses. This year, already darn good improvement, and Herb Tyler came in last week. All three of y'all, did y'all follow football a whole lot before the Bucks came to town?
I love football.
I try. I'm a trainer for football, so I love football.
Oh, where at?
At Nicholls State University.
Oh, very good, very good. And it's just a shame the Saints won't be coming back for training camp. But as I told somebody, it's kind of funny. I'm glad you mentioned you're a trainer, because here's Coach Day and them. You know, they have to train in those field conditions all the time. You know, that Saints complaining it rained all the time, this, that, and the other, which it didn't. Actually, Nika might know, meteorology was my college major. So it only rained only three practices got rained out. But Coach Day and them do a darn good job with the field conditions. They really aren't that bad. It's just, I think the fact that most of us are from South Louisiana, we use the swampy ground anyway.
Yeah.
So it makes us better footing in the long run. So, but anyway, let's see. I knew I was going to be distracted. Well, anyway, Nika, let me talk to you since I'm a little bit more familiar. But before you came to the Belles, you were part of that famous dance team in New Orleans, right?
Yes.
For what, 99, 2000?
Yeah. Two seasons.
Now, some of you who listen to the show on a regular basis, Nika made history when we had the Trivia Think Prad question of the day. And to tell everybody what you have in common with Zippy the Chimp.
I did the weather forecast on Channel 6 News at 6 o'clock in the morning a couple of years ago.
It was Channel 4.
Yeah, Channel 4, I'm sorry.
What date? Because I remember Dave.
Dave, yeah.
I don't even know your own trivia question. Oh, God, wait till later in the show. We'll have a surprise for you. But, yeah, that was pretty neat. And because I always watch David all the time. How was he? Did he treat you well?
Yeah, he was a wonderful person. He treated all of us very well. Because later on in the show, a couple of the other girls came on and we did a couple of discussion questions on our different majors and things like that.
Very good. And so, yeah, I tell you what, it's sounds real interesting with dancing and all. Now, I guess to ask all three of you, how far back, when did y'all, for lack of a better, first have a love for dancing? How far back does it go in your life?
I started dancing when I was 5 years old.
I started dancing as soon as I was potty trained, actually. Actually, I was a cheerleader for 6 years, and this is my first year really dancing for a dance team.
Yeah, very good. You know, I followed Saints football most of my life, and what was so unique about them that I used to love was that for the first 30 years, they used to have split squads. They had rah-rah cheerleaders that Miss Darlene Bonnice had run very well for so long, and then along the years, they actually had 1, 2, 3. They had 4 different dance teams along the year, The Sensations started in 1987, and then prior to that, they had the Mamzelles, which were around from 67 to 71. And you want to guess? This is good. I asked somebody this the other week. Do you know how many dancers were on the Mamzelles?
No, I don't remember, but was Sylvia one of the Mamzelles?
No, Sandra Lavergette was the original choreographer for the Sensations. They 48 dancers on one squad, and in fact, at one point, they actually also had 12 alternates. So you had as many as 60 girls going to practice, and they had to do it in an old armory. At one point, they had so many. Then the Bon Amis came around from 75 to 77. They had between 16 and 20 dancers, and then they modified them in 78 with the Angels. That was actually Mrs. Meekum, the owner's wife's idea. And then they disbanded during the 78 season. And then, of all people, Jim Finks, who I got to know a little bit while he was Saints GM, it was his idea to bring back a dance team in 1987. So, all right, now that's a good point I should have asked earlier. Now, here the Bucks come in 2002. Whose idea was it to organize a cheerleader squad?
One of the owners, Chris Stewart.
Yes, that's right, because I see her at the games in and out. Of course, her husband, Neil, and Gordon Dove are the co-owners of the team, and they're all the time, obviously, down in their suite at the bottom, and really done a good job, real job with the team, of course, and like I said, we can't say enough about the players and such, and they've done really well for themselves. And so, okay, do all of y'all, do y'all get pretty emotional throughout the game? Like, for lack of a better word, because I've heard this from coaches and different players along the way, if the Bucks have a really good game or a really bad game, does it affect you a lot, like when you leave the arena?
Yes, because our after parties aren't as fun as they usually are.
That's true.
Like the morale of the team has gone down. Like I get very upset because we lost.
Wow.
We want to have a winning team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the great stories I tell about getting caught up in a win or a loss, and I swear to people that this is true. Back in the early 70s, there was a gentleman, J.D. Roberts, was head coach of the Saints, and they were terrible. I think in 3 years they only won 7 games. They lost the game really bad, and his wife, who I've never met, well, she went to sit in the press box at the time, because Tulane Stadium didn't have suites as we would know them today, and she wore flip-flops, for lack of a better word. It wasn't really sandals. She got so mad when they they let the other team score a touchdown. On instinct, she kicked the table in front of her, forgot she wore flip-flops, and broke her toe during the game. And so they had to take her to the hospital as a result. So that was pretty interesting. But hey, last night, Sunday afternoon, 47-26 win. I mean, all three sides of the ball did very well, offense, defense, special teams, and we can't say enough of how well they've done. Now, one thing I like about the games, all of them, last year, this year, they let the folks come on the field afterwards and meet everybody, including y'all. I take it y'all gotten pretty good reception from everybody that enjoys your performances.
Yes.
I believe. Very good.
Very-
Lots of autographs.
All righty. Now let me go to Christy here, being a trainer at Nichols. How'd you first get that job?
That's my college major.
What is your college major?
Yeah, so unfortunately I'm not paid. I'm just a student trainer as of now.
I was going to say, because you're a lady, does everybody have to watch their language around you during games at all?
Actually, we have more women than men trainers. We have
Wow.
about 10 women trainers, so they do have to watch the language, but they're pretty cool about it. So they respect us.
Very good, very good. Now, obviously, y'all dance, but obviously this isn't your full-time position. What do y'all do for a living full-time?
I go to Omega School for Cosmetology, and I work at Outback Steakhouse.
Very good.
I'm a full-time student at Nichols State University, and I also work at the Bucks office in the afternoons.
What's your major at Nichols?
Dietetics.
Dietetics. Thank you. I get confused with the book Dianetics, so thank you. So, oh, well, dare I ask, and I might as well, because if not, I'm going to bore myself on here. I'm so nervous today. What is the origin of your first name? Because I've never ever heard it before.
I was actually named after a tugboat. My father is a diesel mechanic for Marine Systems Incorporated, and he used to go out on tugboats and just different places around the world, and he saw the name Nika Lee on a tugboat, and so he always said that his first daughter's name would be named Nika Lee. So.
Well, it's a good thing he wasn't listening to a Lloyd Price record, or they would have called you Stagger Lee. So if anybody remembers that. So that's now that's great, because I've never heard that name origin before. I didn't know if it was a defective nickel. Oh, all I got is a Nika in my pocket. I'm sorry. So wow. Okay. By the way, Laura, I forgot to bring my watch. Was we getting close to time for our commercial break? We don't know. I forgot. We'll do it in a couple minutes. So hang on. I'm just so out of touch today. So anyway, let me go ahead. And of course, like I said, part of the National Indoor Football League, or the Bayou Bucks, had 47-26 win. Oh yeah, I don't know. It was exciting about that game. Now I tell you what, that was really loud in that place. What was it? Twice on defense returns for touchdowns. And Sullivan Beard, I think, had one. I can't remember who had the other. Oh, Hughes. Tyrone Hughes had the other one. And I tell you what, going to those games, I've had season tickets now. That's right, I've had them for both years. Do all of your family members, or do y'all yourselves have season tickets as well?
No, my parents don't, because I have 2 other sisters and they're usually involved a lot with them, so they can't make it to every game. So.
Alrighty. Well, what about y'all?
My parents usually come to every game.
My parents try, but I have many younger siblings, and it's hard to round them up and bring them all to the game.
Well, don't feel bad, because my parents had 7 siblings. I was the only boy. That explains why I turned out the way I did. People often mistake me from Sherman from the Mr. Peabody cartoon as my result. So it's an interesting life, to say the least. But I tell you what, I'm just so happy to have y'all up here. And one of my favorite parts of the games is when the ball goes over the wall and you get to keep them.
Well, it's exciting.
Have any of the balls ever hit y'all in that process? Or?
Very close. Very
close.
Well, people who missed the game Sunday afternoon, my favorite part, leading y'all halftime thing, and I think it was in the first half, Tupelo's kicker missed a field goal, and he missed the left side of the net. It goes through the doorway and out to the the concession stands, and now you had people fighting out there for it. So it turned out to be pretty interesting. Well, I'll tell you what, Laura, so I can collect my thoughts a little bit on this very distracting day. We'll go ahead and take that commercial break. We're over here with the Bayou Belles, talking about goings on with the Bucks with them, and not to mention, of course, their calendar. Anybody interested in purchasing one, $15. The phone number for the Bucks office, area code 985-851-3600. That's 851-3600. This is Bayou Sports Talk on Only 640 KTIB. We're coming back after these very important commercial messages. Oh, this is so much harder than I thought. I thought being around Angie Wagstaff was bad.
Did you get in touch with Julie? Did she email you?
No, I mean, I'll try. See, originally I had planned some other things that fell apart. So, I mean, and I have a couple of current girls on tape that I was going to air later, but. You know, sadly, the story I opened up with was true. I cannot believe David Woolley died.
When did he die today?
Yeah, 44 years old.
Wow.
Gosh. Is anybody else supposed to come? Okay.
She said she had to go by study group. Unless she's coming in May, I don't know.
Y'all want water or anything like that?
I'm fine, thanks.
Fine. Okay.
So, I did get the price right, $15?
Yes.
Very good. Oh, when we come back from the break, I have a surprise for you. We dug out. If we ever, not your voice or you, but we're going to bring back 2 memories from the Saints back to back, and I want to get your opinions on them before we do the second part of the show.
Okay.
That I worked on the other night. Pass those headphones to me. I want to see if they're working.
I was there Sunday, and I remember the ball going into the concession like thing. I wanted a ball so bad. I was going to bring it over here.
Here, put this on when it comes on. We're going to do the tape thing when we come back.
Okay.
That tape I told you about. Oh, God, you're going to love this. 2 of your favorite, well, one of them won't be, from the 2 years you were with the Saints. It took me a while to dig them out. What I almost dug out, but I didn't have the right audio. I had when some of your teammates sang Rudolph on Channel 26.
Yeah.
And welcome back to Bayou Sports Talk here on Only 640 KTIB. Here with members of the Bayou Belles, Nika, Donna, and Christy. At least I got that right on this on the show today. Normally I mispronounce schools like Washita, but in this case I'm getting better at it. Well, anyway, what I dug up on the audio thing for you, Nika. 2 years you were with the Saints. And the last year Mike Ditka, first year Jim Haslett. I know that the Ditka year was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was.
So, and you fill in your own folks there, folks. So, anyway, first we're going to play you something I found from '99. Does Halloween Day of '99 mean anything to you?
Yeah, we did the Oaks thing. Let's see, what was it? We had a couple of things going on that day, but I remember one thing. It was Boo at the Zoo. I remember that.
Well, Halloween Day 1999 also meant something else. And right now, Laura, go ahead and play it. See if Nika remembers this.
A Hail Mary in the end zone.
Okay, and now we're going to keep the tape rolling. Do you remember this from 2000?
Don't remember this one.
The Rams.
December 24th, Christmas Eve.
Alrighty, does that ring, both of those memories ring a bell? First Halloween 99 against Cleveland?
Yes.
I take it you weren't very happy the way that
No,
went.
we weren't. But we had a good time after. I remember we all dressed up and went to the Cat's Meow and had a good time, so.
Right, well, if for people who don't remember, Halloween 99, Saints had a lead. Last play of the game, Cleveland's Tim Couch rolls out to the right from about midway, 50-yard line, throws it downfield. And I don't know if you noticed this, because it took me like 5 replays to notice. Sammy Knight was in position to knock the ball straight down to the ground so the Saints could win. The Saints had another defensive back named Tyrone Drakeford. He was late on the play, but his instincts told him go for the ball. So when Sammy Knight put his 2 hands up like this to slap it down, Tyrone Drakeford had his hand palmed up like this. The ball hit his open palm, fluttered to the right, and that's when Kevin Johnson caught it to win the game.
Yep.
And then what would eventually turn out to be your last game in the Dome as a Saints Nation, the wild card game, the playoff.
Was it December 24th?
What's that? I'm sorry.
January 1st or something?
No, December 30th.
Okay.
December 30th. Y'all had it was the Saints' first ever and only playoff win at the time, 31-28. Now, if the crowd wasn't loud then, I don't know what the definition of loud was. So that must have just been overwhelming that day.
Oh, yes. That was awesome. That was one of the most greatest feelings I had in the world whenever we won the division championship.
And there you have it. And who knows, maybe it'll happen this year in Houma, because I promise you, I think we all can agree, Coach Jack Phillips, Travis Corwell, and all those players and coaches deserve it for sure. And of course, gentleman I consider a dear friend as well, Greg Harding, defensive backs coach for the Bucks, who played for the Saints in '84, injured reserve '85 before going on to Canada. Outstanding fellow, well-spoken member of the Terrebonne Parish School Board, so I wanted to give the plug to him as well. So, well, I tell you what, I planned this, and I hinted Christy to this a little bit. In front of you, each of you, I dug this out of the house. We each got podiums for you. Now, I told Jack Phillips, but Jack wasn't supposed to tell you. What we're going to do, something I thought about at the house, because I knew I was going to get tongue-tied today. It's just all the distractions in here, obviously. What we're going to do is basically a form of varsity quiz bowl, okay? All the toss-up questions will be about cheerleader trivia, okay? Both famous people who were cheerleaders that some people may not realize, and other facts as well. Well, facts we could read on the air, but you can read your joke into that. And then I got bonus questions for each of the ones who get them right. Though the bonus questions I don't think necessarily be related to cheerleading, okay? So everybody be by your podiums. Actually, dug this out of the closet. All right, here's the first question. What University of Alabama cheerleader from Meridian, Mississippi later became famous for starring in TV shows such as Sisters and Once and Again? Just hit the buzzer if you know, anytime.
You know it, Donna?
No, I have no idea.
I have no clue.
Me neither.
Seal Award.
Okay.
No. Okay, now I think y'all should have a guess at this one. Who was the most recent president of the United States that was a college cheerleader?
Most recent president?
Yeah, president of the United States.
Like the one that's in office right now?
Yeah, if you want to guess.
George Bush.
Thank you. George W. Bush was. The other day I had asked somebody, they said Clinton, but there was a joke in there I couldn't use. So, all right. Here's the next question. Oh, wait a minute. Since you got it right, I got to give you your lanyard. Okay, let me see if I can find it here. Ah, here it is. 30-point bonus question for you.
Wow.
Unrelated. For 10 points each, give me the predominant color of the following Sesame Street characters. Cookie Monster.
Blue.
Right. Kermit the Frog.
Green.
And finally, Elmo.
Red.
Thank you. All right. I was going to ask nuclear physics, but give you the unfair advantage over the others. Here's the third question. Complete the name of the following cheerleader pose or position. The Liberty Hill...
Curtsy?
No? Nobody?
Dancers?
No. Pose or position. The Liberty Hill stretch. I learned that 10 years ago from a friend. Oh, now, okay, this one you should have a guess on. Who was once a New Orleans Saints dancer from the late 60s and early 70s that moved on to become a national TV star on USA Network's Up All Night show?
I know it.
I don't remember her name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, because she was famous in New Orleans for a long time.
No, I remember that.
No? Nobody.
No.
Rhonda Shear. Rhonda Shear. Boy, where has the time flown?
I don't know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center for National Indoor Football League action. Along with Ronnie Rance, I'm Lynn Rollins. Tonight, the Houma Bucks take on the Lake Charles Land Sharks, a team they defeated 2 weeks ago in what arguably can be the biggest win in the short existence of this Houma franchise. And Ronnie, Houma will look to do it again against a team which rarely has lost in the NIFL.
Well, 2 weeks ago, the Houma Bayou Bucks really came out of the chute, and one of the catalysts was Herb Tyler. He made his first start ever in a Houma Bayou Buck uniform. He really had a nice ball game, had a big first half, and one of his favorite targets was #1 wide receiver Kevin Hurd. They hooked up for a touchdown, also made a couple of nice catches. They were led on the ground by Michael Burks, the former Auburn Tiger, had 4 touchdowns in the Houma Bayou Buck victory 2 weeks ago in Lake Charles, but defensively, the Bucks were very good. They constantly harassed Ted Robinson, the leading quarterback in the NIFL. They picked him off 4 times. The defense for Houma had 5 turnovers in that ball game. So, you know, they look for much more of the same. And 2 weeks ago, the Buck defense was putting a lot of pressure, Lynn, throughout the ball game, which led to those 4 interceptions. For the Land Sharks, they hope to do just the opposite. Don't turn the football over is the key that Coach Tejada is telling his ball club. No turnovers. They think they can get a victory here in the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center.
It's been a streaky season so far for Houma. Winners of 2 in a row at home, then going on the road and losing 3 times before upsetting Lake Charles in the Lake Charles Civic Center. So Houma now has won 2 in a row after losing 3 in a row and winning 2 in a row to start the year. Ronnie, this ball club tonight is certainly primed. It would be an upset even on its own field, but it could happen.
I think it's going to be a war. The Bucks are very confident. The Land Sharks had a week off to heal themselves and get ready for this ball game. The Land Sharks told me, Lynn, hey, we just kind of overlooked Houma. We won both games last week. They had a big emotional win a few weeks ago against Beaumont. We're undefeated the last 2 times these teams met. They've got revenge on their mind.
It should be a dandy, and it's straight ahead right here on Cox Sports Television. We'll be right back with the kickoff. Welcome back to the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center. The Bayou Bucks kicking off from right to left on your dial. Brought to you by Copeland's of New Orleans with locations in Houma and Lafayette. By the Cardiovascular Institute of the South, and by Terrebonne Parish. And already we've had excitement, Ronnie Rance. A kick by Stropolo bounced around off some of the up folks in the Lake Charles kick receive team And Houma has recovered. It will be first down at the 19-yard line for the Houma Bucks. A good start. They forced 5 turnovers a couple of weeks ago against this Lake Charles team. And although that's not technically a turnover, certainly it's a good start for the Lake Charles, for the Houma team. Herb Tyler, who has been at the controls for a couple of games. Houma has won both of those. Is under center. He sends Sheck Snyder in motion. Toss back to Burks. Running right, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Well, what Herb Tyler has provided for the Bayou Bucks the last couple of weeks is just some solid consistency and hasn't turned the football over a whole bunch. And that's what they weren't getting earlier in the year. They had too many turnovers in offense. And what Herb Tyler can bring to the table is he can hurt you a little bit with his feet. Not as much as he used to earlier in his career, but you know, if there's something not there through the air, Herb Tyler can tuck it and run like a running back.
And he is a very wise quarterback. Tyler, the 5'10", 200-pounder out of LSU. Burks will try it again. Dances across the 20, gets to the 23-yard line, and he's tackled by 3 Land Sharks. Warren St. Junius out of the secondary came up along with Turner. Here is the starting lineup for the Bayou Bucks. Tyler at quarterback, Burks the running back, Kevin Hurd, Kenny Causey, and Clint Scheck-Snyder are the wideouts. Ryan Rogers and Mick Rodemeyer are the guards, and Troy Davis will be snapping it tonight. Third down, and about 6 to go for Houma's Bucks with 13.5 minutes left in the first quarter. A big game for both teams. 2 in motion toward the line of scrimmage. Tyler back to throw for the first time. Shoots it short to the near boards. He's got a receiver, but he comes up a little bit shy, and it'll be 4th down for this team. Defensively for the Land Sharks, Turner, Warren, Shello, Lee the linebacker, Monticello also a linebacker, Porter, Stewart, and St. Junius are in the secondary, and Ronnie on both sides of the ball for Lake Charles. A lot of former McNeese Cowboys.
Oh, no question about that. And then Kendall Shello, the big number 90 defensive lineman for the Land Sharks, guy who had some NFL experience, parts of 3 seasons with the Colts. 4th and about 1.5 yards. The Bucks are going for it.
Scheck-Snyder in motion. Burks running right, dances, he's hit very hard. He's very close to the first down at the 21-yard line. The Land Sharks say he was repelled. Let's see where the officials mark it.
Well, it looks like forward progress is going to be very close, and a first down is the mark. Burks ran a little bit upright there and got knocked back pretty good, but he did get across initially, and that's what matters.
So on the 4th down conversion, Michael Burks gets just enough. First down at the 21-yard line. Jack Phillips putting a word in Herb Tyler's ear as he heads to the huddle. First possession of the game for Houma. 1 wide out to the right side, 2 in motion toward the line of scrimmage, and Tyler will throw on first down. He sails that one up into the audience. And there's a big scramble for it in the concourse. Somebody comes up with an early souvenir. That winds up in the Terrebonne Ford box.
Yeah, that was a tough throw right there. Herb Tyler just kind of sailed that one right into somebody's nachos in the second row. A little shaky start at a wide open receiver in the flat, but Bucks missed an opportunity right there to bring up 2nd and 10.
Tyler sends 2 in motion to the top of the screen. He hands off to Burks, running hard, 15-10, spinning. He's knocked out at the 9-yard line. Michael Burks, the 5'11", 220-pounder out of Auburn, was hampered by some leg injuries early, but Ronnie, he has returned to full speed.
Well, Michael Burks had a huge game 2 weeks ago when he scored 4 TDs against the Land Sharks and had some real nice moves. That time, a big hole for him to run through on that right side. And Burks exploded down inside the 10-yard line.
Troy Davis, the center, with a fine enabling block at the line of scrimmage. First and goal from the 9. Burks, left side, stutters, runs into his own man, is still on his feet, and he's dragging tacklers with him to the 2, maybe the 1-yard line. Burks showing that power on the 5'11", 220-pound frame. He has speed and he has great strength at the line of scrimmage.
Now he showed some real nice patience. Watch him be patient, let the hole open up, and then he explodes through, shows some strength right there. and gets down to about the 1 yard line.
Anthony Porter was hanging on for dear life, and again another block by 65 Troy Davis in the middle. Second and goal from the 1.